This is case number, hold on just a second. This is case number 230446667, people of the state of Michigan versus Ramond Pilgrim. Appearances, please. Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Pitts.
May it please this honorable court, good afternoon. Byron Pitts, ready on behalf of Mr. Pilgrim, as it relates to the arraignment and mute waiver formal reading.
All right, court's going to enter a not guilty plea on his behalf. Anything as to bond from the people?
Yes, Your Honor, we are asking for a bond of $35,000 personal, but with no contact with children, Your Honor. The defendant is accused of attacking an 11-year-old boy. This is actually an incident that's caught on video. And I did have a chance to look at that video, and it's clear to see that the child is dragged into an auditorium by one male, and they're much larger than the child, and then there's another male. One of the males is the defendant, and you can see him grab the child by the neck and slam him into the auditorium chair so hard that the back breaks back past where the other chair backs are. So it's a lot of force. He's a lot larger than the child, and Your Honor, he's responsible. Well, I don't know if he is now, but he's responsible for the safety of children. And clearly, what happened was inappropriate. There's a high likelihood of convictions given that there is the video. While this did happen September 22, the child immediately reported to his mother. He's been taken into the auditorium. He's in trouble for fighting. I don't know if it was because he thought he'd be in trouble, so he didn't mention it. He eventually mentioned it to his mother in November, and she got the child to tell her everything happened, and then she sent a message to the principal. At this point, we're here in court, and it is on video, so it's not something that a child made up. I mean, I think that there's definitely a danger to the child if this was considered, if the defendant considers it appropriate in dealing with children, especially when it's much smaller than he is. We're asking for $30,000 personal, no contact with children.
Okay, Mr. Pitts, anything else to bond?
Yes, I'd like to piggyback on what was just said, Your Honor. I think context is important. What wasn't mentioned by Sister Counsel is that Mr. Pilgrim has a doctorate in education. He is the principal at a school. This incident, which I've seen in the video as well, the statements by Sister Counsel were devoid of context. This incident happened as it relates to.
Mr. Pitts, I'm getting every 2 or 3 words. You're
okay,
really
can you hear me a little bit better now?
A little bit, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. The bottom line, Your Honor, is that I have seen the video as well. Mr. Pilgrim is a doctor. He's a doctor in education. This incident happened within the context of an out-of-control student who had been aggressive to not only Mr. Pilgrim, but to other students. This needs to be in the context of where this happened, in the context under which it happened. We have no problem. I certainly agree with a personal bond. I would ask that the bond not include Mr. I would say that if you want to keep him away from children that are not members of his family, this is not the forum to try the case. But since Sister Counsel went on to a great degree about the facts, the court needs to know that Dr. Pilgrim, who has a doctorate in education, this incident happened within the context of disciplining and controlling an out-of-control young man. So to leave the court with the impression that Dr. Pilgrim was going out here slamming children on the street is totally devoid of truth nor context. We obviously.
She said it was in the school. She said it was in the school auditorium.
Okay, well, I could barely hear her as well. But this was in the context of disciplining a child who was clearly out of control, because I've seen the video as well. Certainly, we have no objection if you want to keep away from children. but we would say not members of his family. If he has children of his own or aunts, this is a work-related incident. He's a doctor in education, a master's degree. He is a pillar of our community. He has stable residency, and obviously he was gainfully employed. So certainly we ask for a personal bond. I think the 35 is much too high, but the key point is a personal bond. I would ask anything about children be modified to exclude, to allow him to have access to his children or family members. And
Mr. Pitts, hold on. Let me ask a question. You said he's a principal at a school. Is he still a principal at the school that?
No, he is not the principal at that school. Well, let me say this. He's been suspended, so I'm not sure if that means his status is not active.
Okay, so he has no contact with this school?
He has no contact.
Pasture Elementary. He doesn't have any contact with Pasture Elementary School?
Not with the children. He may go back there. There may be some administrative issues, but he's not at that school right now on a day-to-day going to work.
Okay.
Certainly there's some administrative issues that are going on. There's a civil action involved in which Mr. Pilgrim is the plaintiff against the school. But certainly he is not this man is 55 years of age. I know him personally. He is not a threat to children at large. This was an isolated. He's been in the school system for decades. He's a tribute to our community, one of the few Black men participating in the growth of our children. It's a travesty that he sits here. He turned himself in. He's got strong roots here. He is degreed to the nth degree. Certainly we ask for a personal bond. And to certainly the issue with the children, not include children within his family.
All right. Looks like you have something else to say.
Sure, I was going to say that we do have the video if the court would like to see it. MCR 6.1.
With respect, I'm going to say this respectfully. This is not a trial. This is an arraignment. It's inappropriate. And I thought I didn't object because I was giving sister counsel the courtesy. I've done thousands of arraignments. It is not a point. The issue with arraignment is to enter him into the system. And as it relates to bond, is he a threat to the community? And is he a flight risk? It is not appropriate at this point to get in questions of fact. This is not a trial because you're just begging me to come back and I'm not there.
As you have noticed, I said I did not need to see the video.
Oh, I couldn't hear, Judge. Thank you, but I appreciate that.
Okay. Mr. Pilgrim, very serious allegations, assaultive allegations. Court is going to start by indicating that you're not to have any contact with Isaiah's family. No physical or verbal contact, no contact by way of text or social media, no contact with his place of employment, whatever school he may be at, or through third parties.
Understood.
Also gonna say no contact at any school. I understand that you may go to the school, whatever school, wherever either Pasture or any other school, you may have some other things that you have to do, but you're not to interact with the students at any school. All right, court certainly does not feel that that there's any danger that you're a flight risk. It's my understanding from your attorney that you surrendered yourself today.
Ma'am.
Don't have any indication of any prior criminal history. Heard representation regarding family and community ties. certainly have no indication of any capious history because we don't have any indication of any prior criminal history. Okay, so Mr. Pilgrim, you understand not just Isaiah Ashby's family and not in any form of contact.
I understand.
Okay. All right, sir, your bond is set in the amount of $20,000. It's a personal bond. You have a pretrial date of July 14th, 2023, 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Bryant. Yes. All right, that concludes your arraignment, sir. You can step away from the camera.
Your Honor, have a good afternoon. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.